Good morning. Subscribe, comment, and give a like to this video. We left in the last video with downloading sugar, and after that's downloaded you can add an OS, as you can see there. Now we've got the choice of various ones. Debian is where we're going to do our programming for the Raspberry Pi. There's others, and then there's also applications. But we're going to go down to put Puppy on next, and once you click Puppy, you're able to then download it. And these are just operating systems that sit on top of Berryboot. Once you have Berryboot, you can have a number of operating systems. And this is the downloading of adding on the Puppy. So we've got sugar there, and you can see we're about 14.7 megabits per second, 15 megabits per second. It goes up to 20 megabits per second downloading. And once you have that, and you've got your Berryboot, you can add others. So we've got Puppy on and Sugar, and now I'm loading down these other ones. So you can OpenElect, Debian, Jesse, Raspbian, and I've also gone and put in Ubuntu Mate. So that's filled up basically an 8 gig, and then I've made the star, makes it a set default. So when you turn it off and on, the set default will then boot up. So you can choose any one of those operating systems to boot up on Berryboot. That's the brilliance of the system. And here we go, it's booting up. Now my understanding, those 4 little dots mean quad core. So that's the Raspberry Pi 2 that's booting up at the moment. And after that I did the Raspberry Pi 1 single core, and that was... So once it boots up, this is Raspbian, it then goes into, and these are common for those that you can see, it's Raspbian, and it's a 2006 version. This happens very quickly on the quad core, and it then gets you into the startup screen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through, once it opens, just to let you know what you're looking at when you actually open it. So you've got your menu, you've got the internet there with the arrow pointing to it, and so under menu you've got Program, Office, Internet, Games, Accessories. Then you've got a little web browser, and later I'll show you on the web browser how you can actually play a video. You've got your file manager. We're going to do some programming later, and that's what terminal is used for, to access the pins, the GPIO pins on the board. We've got Mathematica, which is a Stephen Wolfram from Wolfram Alpha fame, and that's Wolfram there. So that's a programming environment, and it's very powerful. Under menu and under programs, you've got IDEs. Then in Office, you've got your basic drawing, maths, writer. In the internet, you've got a couple of options there, and you can go straight into some games for the kids, but you can go straight into the Raspberry Pi environment. You got accessories with a calculator, file manager. These are all fun things you can have a look through. You got the help side of things, so if you need any help you can click on that, and it's all connected to the internet and your preferences as well. And run, obviously, and then the shutdown button, that's on the first menu. If we go across to the next menu, what you'll find under these ones is basically a simple little web browser. So you just click that button and then you can go in. So I've put in the Pi Shop, which is a New Zealand base where I bought my Raspberry Pis from. You just go into the website and you order, and then you go down to the bank and pay for it, or you can pay for it other ways. This is a search engine, DuckDuckGo, different from Google, and there's the Pi Shop first option. So I've gone and clicked onto that, but I've realized it's got a ZA, not an NZ. So we've gone into ZA. What does ZA stand for? Is it Zambia? Or I'm not too sure. But obviously there are Pi shops right throughout the world in different countries. But I've gone back and picked up the local New Zealand one. And some of the ads, banner ads, so there's the Pi 3 for sale, and it tells you a little bit about it. And we got free shipping over $100. So that's an offer that they have in New Zealand, and so that's the Pi Shop in New Zealand. This is all running on the Raspberry Pi 2, and it's running straight away, and that's brilliant. So let's go and have a look where I found Berryboot. So when you're on a computer, if you want to download Berryboot, it's the version 2.0, and that one covers the Raspberry Pi 3. So you click on there and you get into a tutorial which basically just has screenshots. So some of the things that I've shown you are the same. And there's your two options, and that's the download. You just click that zip file, and those zip files will come down into your computer, and then you unzip them, transfer the files over to your HD card, put it in, and it will automatically set it up. Right, let's go over to the GPIO. So here's a quick little video that I picked up, and this just shows you that you can play videos on the setup. So this is the Pi 2, and it's just showing my interaction with the web browser and then playing a video, and there's no stutter. So we've really recreated, in the sense of the Raspberry Pi, we've recreated a world, if you like. When I say a world where you can actually learn from these videos how to set up the Raspberry Pi. That's the old version, the A model or A+. We got the B+ version, that board, and there's the breadboard next to it with the pins. So general purpose input output, GPIO, that's what it stands for. And there you go, GPIO Raspberry Pi, so you can click on that. So once you've got it running, and this is the official site, this is the raspberrypi.org. So all of the stuff you need to, once your Raspberry Pi is running on your screen TV, you can go in, and that's the video we just saw before playing. So it's just wonderful how. Anyway, I'll let myself speak here.
This is a bigger picture. The video plays straight on the Raspberry Pi,
and that's where it's been running from here.
And this is the tutorial. So with this video you should be able to access, boot the Raspberry Pi up and access the abilities to get the one going, which is that little pin there, 3 volts, and that's 5 volts, and that's ground there for those first pins. This is the Pi A board, and that's basically the breadboard setting up the pins there. But anyway, that's something that you can have a look at when you get your Raspberry Pi going, and that's how simple it is. There you go, brilliant. All of this information is there. So SDAO and SCLO, and then GPIO 7. So really the first 8, then there's a DNC, and then a TX and an RX. Brilliant. And then GPIO 0, 2, 3, 4. So really those first ones. So anyway, I'll leave it there.
Right, we're back with this. So going to terminal, when we do programming, that's the first time I learned how to super user do for the first time. So I watched the tutorial, and I've put a link to that person and asked if it's okay to use this photo. And he's given this code, so I typed it out after watching the tutorial on an iPad next to it and typed away. So then I got my multimeter out, and I wanted to check the pins. I was surprised. These pins are actually voltage live. There's 5 volts on pin 2, so 5 volts for pin 2, and then that's pin 1, which is 3.3 volts. And here's a little program that that the guy had written, and I got it off, as I said, the iPad, and then typed it in, and then we went across, and here's a little quick video of what it looks like. So we're just running the module there, and then basically it says hello. So what I got it to do is blink one of the GPIOs and then say hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye with the time. So it's quite a high level use of the programming, and it's just fascinating. If you ever get to this stage, you'll know what I mean. So that's the setup. So what I did is the one there is the Pi 1 or the single core, and all I did was, because I've got two HDMI cables into the TV screen, I had HDMI 1 core on HDMI 1 and a Pi 2 on HDMI 2, and I swapped between. So this is the setup. You've seen that before on how we set up the Pi 2. This is setting up the Pi 1. So you click wired, and it's just basically the same. I just wanted to show you that the process, when you put Berryboot in, it then goes through this process of just basically selecting the disk, wiping what's there, and then it gives you the options of the operating systems, and that's March 2016, the updated operating system. Once you have Raspberry in it, you can then start to program the GPIO pins. Have a nice day. Thanks very much.